just want to run through some more terminology for you with your notes. And when we get into class, we'll do some examples that deal with that terminology. Don't just write down the terms, actually digest what I'm saying and what these mean so that you'll be ready to answer questions about certain examples during class. So we have more about matrices. And the first one is that we have a specific kind of matrix called the square matrix. A square matrix simply says that the number of rows and the number of columns is exactly the same number. So this might have a size or a dimension or an order of n by n. Maybe it's a 2 by 2 matrix or a 9 by 9 matrix. Number of rows, number of columns are the same. Then you have something called a row matrix. A row matrix is where there's only one row. I don't care how many columns there are, but there's only one row in my matrix. And then a column matrix, you can probably guess, there's only one column in my matrix. There might be a lot of rows, but only one column in my matrix. Now, if you'll slide down to the section that talks about matrix multiplication, I want to walk through with you when you're allowed to multiply two matrices together. So let's look at two different matrices. These two matrices we're going to call matrix A and matrix B. Matrix A might have an order of C by, let's just pick a letter here, C by M. Maybe it's a 2 by 3, maybe it's a 9 by 7, but let's just say that matrix A has an order of C by M. If matrix B has an order of M by P, then I am allowed to multiply those two matrices together. Let me show you what this would look like a little bit more clearly. Matrix A had an order of C by M. Matrix B had an order of M by P. Notice those inner two are the same. That's the only time where I am allowed to multiply two matrices together is if the inner dimensions are equal to each other. Now, what's my answer going to be? The result is going to be the matrix of the two outer dimensions. So my result, in this case, will be a C by P matrix. So in this particular example, I'm allowed to multiply A times B, but I'm not allowed to multiply B times A because B times A would be an M by P matrix multiplied by a C by M matrix, and since those inner dimensions are not equal, I am not allowed to multiply in that direction. Come back to class and we'll do some examples that deal with multiplying matrices.